Hi, my name is RhondaHowse, and I am a real estate agent in the Nashville, Tennessee area. I have my own firm, Southern Living Realty Partners, and I have been a realtor, a real estate affiliate, and real estate broker since I want to say 98, but I was actually working for who became my first broker in 97. Here in the Nashville area, I'm a native Nashvilleian, born and raised. I got into real estate because I was nosy. And I'm talking, I'm old, so I was in before we had MLS, when we used to get the big book, the thick book every Friday with the new listings. And then I saw the evolution of MLS and all that good stuff. I started off, I was always a buyer's agent because I didn't like listings because I didn't want to argue with folk about how much their house was worth, and with being a buyer's agent, and I'm nosy, so that way I get to see a whole bunch of different houses all the time. I get to go, look and, the model homes, the new, the this, the that, I used to do a lot of HUDs back in the day, that was one of my biggest money makers. I used to advertise in the Thrifty Nickel, your little penny saver, little free, little newspaper thing you could get at Kroger, at your grocery store, standing out, sitting out there in the front when you come in. Yeah. I've been doing this a long time. I've been in real estate for a long time. When the crash came in 08, 09, it was devastating. It was devastating. I never seen so many. That's when I first got into loss mitigation, because honestly, I had mortgage companies reaching out to me because I had done so many HUDs, and stuff. And they'd be like, hey, we looking for, listing agents. Can you take this property? Can you take that property? Blah, blah, blah. So the crash was ugly. I lost my own house during the crash in 08, 09. 09. Yeah, it was 09. I had a whole lot of stuff go on in 09, and the market was on fire and everything. And, and then when I'm working doing loss mitigation, I'm actually having to, go give cash for keys offers to other fellow real estate and mortgage people that I had worked with before. That was rough. So, we get through 08, 09, and, because it kept on, the market just kept falling, because I don't think we hit the bottom till 2012. It was brutal. Even before I got into real estate, I always used to love to travel. It was nothing for me to take me and my kids, and I was a single parent all these years. My kids now are 34 and 26. So, it was nothing for us to jump in a car. We go to Chattanooga, go to Ruby Falls, for the day, whatever. So I've always loved to travel. But just, being a single parent, the funds weren't always there, especially to travel, internationally, or, outside of the South region, within driving distance. So when everything started crashing down 08, 09, I was like, I got to do something else, because I had all my eggs in the real estate basket. I'm just be honest with you. I mean, because I was doing so much, and I had a mortgage company. I had worked for Regions doing mortgages. When I tell you, I've been in real estate, mortgage, title. I've been a notary since 02. I've been a notary signing agent. I've done it all in the real estate world, and that was my whole life, my whole professional life. Besides working for the government, I had worked for myself, as even when I was still working for the government, because I'm a USDA underwriter. I was still, I had my real estate license. I would practice real estate. But my true love, my true passion, especially after the 08, 09 crash, was I never wanted to have all my eggs in one basket. And that was real estate, whether it was title, whether it was mortgage, whether it was actual real estate sales. I said, oh no, I can't do this anymore. Just be tied to one thing, because it was such a kick in the gut for me. I just felt horrible because I'm a fixer. I like to take care of people. That was just my nature. And so then when I'm not able, when I need help and there's no one here to help me, it just felt horrible. So that's when I started looking around, and I was like, I want to do something where I can travel more. I'm happiest when I'm out and about and on the road, So I had initially worked for, I can't even remember who all I worked for. I worked for, there used to be one called Book It. It's similar to Booking. I think they merged or something later on. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. I worked for, several different people, several different companies in the travel niche. What I didn't like about that is I was captive. It's like being a captive insurance agent, if y'all know anything about insurance. Because I could only sell, like when I'm working for Royal, I can only sell Royal Caribbean. Skip, if you want some other cruise line, I couldn't sell that. With Booking and Book It and oh God, who was the other one? I can't even call it. The commissions was so pitiful compared to what all you were doing. See, we're doing the full work of a travel agent and not getting, we're getting a little like $12 an hour. Ain't nobody got time for that. So that's when I started looking around. I made do because I was always still doing I was always still doing real estate and mortgages and stuff, but I would do the travel on the side. So it wasn't until round about, I want to say I stopped working for the other travel people, like Royal and different stuff, around about 15. And I was still looking around for an opportunity in travel. But I wanted something where I had more control, just like with the real estate and the mortgage and notary. You set your own schedule. You do what you do. You're not capped on your income. So that's when I started looking around, and I saw a young lady who had posted on Facebook about becoming a Disney travel agent. And I was like, yes, let me raise my hand. Girl, okay. Because you obviously know something that I don't know. And that's how I got into the business. She showed me all about getting into becoming a full, travel agent with the credentials, with the CLIA number, the CLIA card, everything. And that was in 2017 is when I became a travel agent. And I have been, and I've been doing the travel thing ever since. I do a lot of groups. I travel a lot. That's the main thing. Now my kids are older and they don't want to travel with me, which is wonderful. So mainly it'd be me and my husband, and family and friends. And, it'd be a lot of adult couples. So I do travel now really full time. I like it that, what I don't like about in real estate is, especially as a buyer's agent, you've done everything. You've been through the home inspection. You got your people approved by the mortgage lender, blah, blah, blah. But something happens and blows that whole deal at no fault of your own. And then you don't get paid. I can't stand it. Oh, it just, how it is. You've done the work. You should be getting the commission, but you're not. The one thing that I like about travel is you can get paid 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people always traveling. People really need travel agents because, these faceless websites like your, Expedia, Orbitz, Travelocity, that's what it is, a faceless website. Because when you need help, you need an agent. You need a travel agent, someone who's accustomed to it. So I like the commissions. Yeah, the commissions may not be as big. Let me preface this with saying, if I'm doing, like a little one or two people for this trip, or a single solo traveler for this, yeah, those commissions are not that big. But if you've got enough going on, even if you're doing ones and twos, you can make the money. You can make a sustainable living. This is no guarantee of how much money you're gonna make, because I don't know about your work ethic or nothing like that, but I'm telling you, it can be done if you set up your business correctly and go after it. I do a lot of groups, so my checks are bigger. My commission checks are much bigger. I do destination weddings. My checks are much bigger. Um, just like, if you're selling a sizable amount of real estate, you got a good check at the end of the month, you can definitely do that in travel. You can definitely do that in travel. So that was the main thing, because I just did not love real estate the same after the crash. And like now, the market is 2025. We got houses, we got over 6 months worth of inventory on the market right now. They're projected, I'm in the Nashville, Tennessee area, they're projecting a 20% reduction in prices over the next couple of years just for my market. Whereas with travel, people go all the time. People move, they travel around for a reason every day, whether it's work related, whether it's, the kids' sports, the kids' activities, whether it's, you're retired and you just want to spend some more time, you want to go to the beach, or you want to do a cruise or whatever. People are always traveling. There's such a need for travel agents, and I'm not saying that there's, that you don't need real estate agents. What I'm saying is put them both together. Put them both together. You'd be surprised. Some of my best group trips were former real estate clients. So you can work them both. And that's what I suggest you do, is work them both. If you need more insight, I'd be glad to share with you how I was able to do it, and how we work now. I am a recruiter for my host agency. If you like more information, there'll be links down below, but you can definitely do both. And don't let this market, don't let the real estate market depress you and make you feel like you're not going to make it. There's no other way. I know it's, and right now this job market is crazy. So it's not like you can just easily jump up and get a job. But if you need something to supplement your income and still have your autonomy to run your business the way that you want to run your business, check out the link in the description below. You can watch our whole video presentation about becoming a travel agent, and it'll be down below. And again, if you have any questions once you watch the video, whatever, there's options for you to be able to get in touch. Thank you, and have a blessed day.